we'll share a screen, and I'd love to hear what some of your questions are. If is there a specific article you want to take a look at, and we can kind of walk through some of your questions on CTAs.
Yeah, this one is fine. The latest one, yeah.
Okay.
So this whole article is about it. It came about from meeting with a like one of the first meetings we had with the sales team, and
Mm-hmm.
this is like a big objection from prospects, why it takes 12 weeks to completely onboard with ITS.
Okay. All right. I want to kind of walk through the article itself, but we'll get down to the CTA. So tell me about like how you finished this article off and
Yeah,
what we can talk about with CTAs.
this is actually I got this from the previous writer. This is how the blogs ended before, and it has so much detail on our certifications. So that because I think I had mentioned to you before, like from my perspective, I'm always thinking about this reader. It might be the first and last time we have this reader. So I want to be able to put our qualifications in just to establish that credibility. You know,
Okay.
certified Microsoft business specialist, Microsoft partner, this and that. And I want to kind of make this consistent because, like, if you keep writing this and you don't have like a consistent template, then you might forget some details. So for this last blog, and I think the previous one, I began to put this back. But
Okay.
then,
To make this
yeah,
a consistent thing. Okay.
right. But then I wanted to update it with you. But yeah, this was more, I didn't want to lose any of the details. That's why I really like to put this and kind of just update it a little bit. But I do
Yeah.
understand that, CTA is the most important because at the end of the day, we're writing the blog for them to act, right? So,
Great. You're writing the blog for them to act. And what is another reason that you write the blog?
um, SEO, or is it to, I'm thinking between SEO and for us to answer customer questions.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Actually,
So
for this specific article, it's more of like assignment selling when we were talking to our sales team, because like it's so specific. It's like bottom of the funnel. They're about to actually, they already signed up with us or they're about to sign up with us, and then they get annoyed that it takes that long. Well, quote unquote, that long to finish the
right.
process.
So yeah, there's two things that you're doing, and yes, SEO is the thing we want to bring people into the blog. In this case, more assignment selling, but we also want to educate them. And so CTAs. Let's talk about CTAs, not just for this article, but CTAs in general. Like overall, we want to be able to give people the information they need so they eventually act. And
Okay.
so if they come in, and so basically what you just said, right? Like we're going to educate them, we're going to answer their questions, and we
Yes.
want them to sign up. So
Yes.
people aren't going to be ready to sign up without that education.
Right.
So
Right.
you need to assess for each of our articles, what is the next step someone would take? Does it
Okay.
make sense to ask them to sign up now? So I kind of like a sign up now as you're building and over time. I want to make sure that you get the cadence to write and that we get our articles all buttoned up before we move on to other things.
Gotcha.
But over time, we're going to come up with other offers that we can do so that people can sign up for um, for tools and other like downloadable assets where we can get their information before they're ready to sign up with ITS overall. So we can lead them and nurture them down that path. But it's okay right now to ask them to sign up. Is now the right time to sign up with ITS? Yeah, that's our bottom of the funnel. But over time, as we develop other things to give them, it might not be appropriate to ask them to sign up just yet.
Yeah,
So
so
with
if
every, yeah,
yeah,
go ahead.
so if I'm following you correctly, so if we're looking at the sales funnel, so if I'm writing an article about top of the sales funnel, so the call to action would be to bring them to the middle of the sales funnel, right? And then if it's mid,
Yeah,
to bring them to the bottom, and so on and so
yeah,
forth. So what you're saying is it would be strange if I'm writing a top of the funnel article and then my call to action is immediately at the bottom. It would be like a
yeah,
disconnect.
yeah.
Okay, I gotcha.
I like to think of it, and this is going to sound a little corny, but I like to think of it as dating. So if I ask someone out for, back in the day, if I had
Gotcha.
called up the person who's now my husband and said, hey, I just met you at a party, let's go for coffee. And if we had gone out on that coffee drink and he proposed,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's weird. And I don't know you well enough. Maybe we'll hit it off. Maybe we'll be married for 40 years. But right now, I just basically got to know like who you are and what you do.
Gotcha.
So we need to basically go on our top of funnel. We're going on our coffee dates. Our middle of the funnel, we are, we've gone out for drinks and dinner. Our bottom of the funnel, it's like, I've got to meet your family.
Mm.
Now we're going to sign up for the whole thing.
Gotcha.
So it's a little cheesy, but it's very similar into how people feel. Like if you jump the gun, then it's like, okay, you're just a little bit too creepy.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't really want to do this. I'm not ready,
Right.
even though this might be the right fit.
Right.
Now, in this case, in the case of this blog where it's what is onboarding. So you're right, this is super bottom of the funnel.
Yeah.
What do they need to know? I would think like your CTA graph right here, this makes sense. What I would be less inclined to do is to rinse and repeat it every time.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
As people, so it'd be kind of, if we bring this back to dating, if
Bringing
I go
your
out to
date
dinner
to the
with,
same restaurant
bringing your date to the same
every
restaurant or
time.
telling the same story,
Yeah.
right?
Or the same joke.
The same joke, right?
Yeah.
They've
Gotcha.
already heard it. They want to hear something new. So this isn't bad to put on this article, and you can vary it. You can make that story a little bit different, or you can tell a similar story.
Gotcha.
But I wouldn't do like this is our template, and
Yeah.
we're just going to do this. What I like to do for conclusions, and this is the same thing that we said last time with any of our conclusions, is summarize what's here, because there's always going to be those people who kind of skim the middle part or even skip the middle part and go right to the conclusion.
Right.
So, ready to onboard with ITS, it's time. Okay, sure, cute. What you could add to it is, yes, onboarding with ITS does take 12 weeks. The reasons are that we've got enough people behind the scenes that we want to make sure that you are fully ready to go by the time we hit go. And those behind the scenes people are here's all our benefits.
Gotcha.
And, you could do that. Another similar article that's very bottom of the funnel, you may mention these things, but I wouldn't keep it like just a rinse and repeat.
Gotcha.
Too repetitious.
Okay. Good.
Couple other things with your CTA that I think would be really good to include. So just from the outset, this one, contact us now at info@ITSASP. I can't click anything here. So even if I wanted to, I'd have to copy and paste. So
Yeah, there was a little problem there because it used to be clickable, like at contact, but then when we clicked it, it wouldn't lead to, it wouldn't, it was just a dead page. So
Okay.
I went ahead and changed that just to be sure, but I guess it's a
Okay.
WordPress thing I have to figure out.
Is there a contact us? Did that contact us page disappear then? Or do we have a contact us page live right now?
You can click on About Us, I guess, or yeah.
Ah, okay.
What do you think?
So, haha,
Oh, there you go.
we've got this guy.
Okay.
So what I would highly recommend,
Yes.
and I'll add some of these things into the agenda too, is let's talk about some contact us pages.
Okay.
Because what I think would be a really valuable thing for you is to have a separate landing page
Okay.
that talks about why people should contact and what happens when someone fills out this form. So, what does happen when someone fills out this form?
We already shot a video explaining what will happen if they fill out the form.
Yes,
That will be
good.
added, or that will be added to the page, the contact us page.
Okay. So, is that going to be added to this About Us page? Or is it a separate contact us page you're building?
There's actually, we'll look for it.
You'll look for it? Okay.
Actually, yeah, it's actually a section in all of the pages, the contact us, and then so like the situation is when they click a button that says talk to an expert or contact us, that will go to the contact us, or that ideally it will have a pop-up that will show the video and show the form, and then so yeah,
Okay.
we have to do that.
Perfect. I would highly recommend something like that sooner than later. Great that you've got the video. That's spot on. So you've already got that kind of figured out. What I would say with this, let's scroll to the bottom, is that once you get that built out, so contact us now. Once we figure out the logistics, what would be great is to include a button. So that button says talk with a specialist, or I'm ready to talk to ITS, or I'd like to learn more about what ITS can do for me, however we phrase that button shows up down here, because yeah, people might click on a link, but this is where you kind of have to channel your inner toddler. You think about if you're standing waiting for an elevator to come and a family walks up, there's always the little kids who lunge for the button. People just like to hit buttons. So
Yeah.
having this it's not bad to put that link in there too, but having a button after this that has a very clear ask as to what you want them to do or what the value is out of them clicking that button. So if it's I'm ready to talk to ITS, very bottom of the funnel, right? Like I'm ready to talk, then we can do that. Sometimes it might just be like if you're in a very top of the funnel article,
Okay.
you'll have you want to guide them to that middle of the funnel.
Okay.
It could just be a matter of putting here are the next articles that we'd like you to read. Now that you've learned what managed services can do for you, or what managed services are, find out how they can benefit you, or find out, even take a look at the top problems with managed services in these other articles that we've written. And so that could just be kind of a line list of 2 or 3 really high value articles that you want them to see next. Maybe maybe from those middle of the funnel articles, you think, okay, I've learned what the benefits are, but I'm curious as to how much it costs. Maybe
Mm.
from there you take them to a pricing page or a pricing guide. You can link to your cost article, but
Right.
we develop a pricing guide where they
Right.
would download it.
Yeah, great idea. Okay.
So what we'll do is um, we'll probably spend about an hour talking about like conversion pathing where we really get into that. But what I'd challenge you to do now is with the next articles that you're writing is to think about, I like to think about this as a series of steps. So I just read this article. Did this article tell me everything that I need to know in order to sign up for ITS today?
Mm.
With onboarding, maybe it has. Like if I'm reading about onboarding, I might be ready. So yeah, contact us is that big button.
Yeah.
But if I just read, let's go back to, let's see, let's go back even further. Ah, perfect. So top 5 reasons to migrate your business to the cloud now. Where would you put this in terms of like a top, middle, or bottom funnel?
Could be at the top.
Yeah, and we're at the top. So someone's trying to figure out I want to migrate my business to the cloud. I've got all of these reasons that I want to do it. Now's the time to invest in cloud migration. Let IT professionals do it. So as opposed to kind of having the same kind of ending, let IT professionals do it. What if someone is like, okay, now I've decided, yeah, there are benefits. I'm going to migrate to the cloud. What else do they need to know before they sign up with ITS? What sort of things would they need to know?
Oh, what is the cloud? Like general stuff. How
What is
fast?
the cloud?
Yeah, how safe is it? Some generic stuff first.
How safe is it? How to do it?
How to do it? Yeah.
How to migrate, right? Like
Yeah.
how to migrate, the benefits of having professionals do it.
Mm.
How does ITS do it? How does ITS onboard? Contact us. So this is a chance when you get to the bottom here, put your mind into the mind of the reader and say, okay, if they're on board, they finish this paragraph and they're like, yep, I've decided that this is a good idea. I want to research more into cloud. What else do I need to know? That's where your CTA lies. What's the next step you want them to take that's going to help educate them and eventually sign up? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So basically, we're looking at 3 outcomes for the CTA. The first is to educate them some more if they're at the top to middle at the funnel. The second is for them to give information such as their email, and the third is to sign up with us. Um,
Yeah.
so basically, those are the things that we're looking at. Educating them more includes linking to our own articles or other articles. Um, but yeah, it's basically, are we those 3, right? Am I
Yeah.
remembering
Yeah.
it correctly? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Cool.
Yeah. Give them the chance to look at other articles. Give them the chance to give you their email if you've got something else that they could download that is helpful and helps guide them to their next steps, or give them a chance to talk to you directly. So in many cases, if you don't have any assets yet that we've developed that you can do to have them give them your email, give you their email, like extra guides and tools and things like that.
Right.
Then the natural thing to do would be to go ahead and tell them what their next steps should be. Like, okay, here's some other resources, and then that big button. You can always be like, contact us. If you have questions, you can call us at any time or find out more how ITS can help you. Contact us, and it goes to their contact us page.
Okay.
it's never it's you're never going to go wrong putting that there, like that big ask, come
Mm.
sign up with us.
Mm.
They might not do it, but at least it's there as a placeholder while we build up these other assets or maybe guide them to the other articles.
Cool.
Does that help as
Yeah.
you're kind of determining how these end?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Cause usually by the time you get there, it's towards the end, so there's a lot of things to think about. So this kind of organizes it.
Yeah, yeah. Good. Yeah, so this guy here, I would say with this kind of template, probably too soon for
Hmm.
this
Yeah,
at
yeah,
a
yeah.
top of funnel article.
Right.
For this, I would say the best thing you could do is you might say like, okay, if you've decided that moving to the cloud is something that you want to do, you might be wondering how it's done, and here are other articles that can help you with that.
Okay.
And then add into your editorial calendar, okay, how do I move my assets to the cloud? Who can help me move my assets to the cloud? What does it look like when ITS helps me? And so, every time you talk to me, I'm going to come up with more things to add into that calendar.
Great.
That calendar is never going to be blank.
Awesome.
Good.
Okay, yeah. Let me go ahead and work on that for this week.
Good. Perfect. So let's take a look at this guy just from our what we talked about last week in the few minutes that we've got left, and talk about.
Uh-oh.
So, what are some of the things that you were focusing on to include?
What's that? Sorry?
What are some of the things based off of last week's that we were focusing on?
Some of the things I were working on is like not to get too long with the introduction. So it's like little introduction and then get right to it. Yeah, I know. Now I'm seeing it like the subheader should be like more of like SEO friendly. But for this article, I just wanted to go to, because you had mentioned this as well, like when you're enumerating 5 things, just go straight to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, don't
Yep,
mess
I
around.
like that.
So that's what I did there. Like,
Yeah.
didn't mess around, didn't want to, confuse their attention. And then I bolded some of the important, I think also the keywords, try to put them in there as soon as possible.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I would say is, reason one, money. I would work on expanding that to include a little bit more SEO value, or like, okay, what about the money? Like, what specifically? Because we're getting the 5 reasons why, and this is moving to the cloud. So 5 reasons why moving to the cloud. Reason 1, okay, what will it do? Is it faster? Like, and so it could be like moving to the cloud will do what? Yeah, will save you money. Boom. So then we've got moving to the cloud as our keyword, is in our header, and then cloud and money.
Right.
So moving to the cloud will save you money.
Okay.
Increased layer of protection. Not bad. Like if I'm skimming, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, increased layer of protection. That's good. Energy savings, environmental protection, health protection, ruthless efficiency. So you can kind of just make sure that if I say like, okay, what's the reason? Well, ruthless efficiency. I don't really know what that means. So what's the value? If I skim and somebody else says, hey, Jen, what's the 5 benefits of moving to the cloud? I can say like, boom, boom, boom. Here's what it will do. And so form it in a, here's what it will do. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Be a little bit more informative.
Okay.
With those headers. I think your intro is good. You talk about you know, you show what that pain is, you talk about your expertise, and you're teasing what's to come, so you're good there. One thing here is this guy.
Yeah.
So remember your URLs.
Yeah. I was having a little bit of a challenge with that. So, what would you suggest for this? Just so I can get a.
Okay.
What would I write
Yeah.
there?
You could do like um, reasons cloud migration, or because we want to ditch the numbers in
Yeah.
case turns into a top 7 reasons.
Right.
So we want to ditch the numbers and ditch these little things. So if nothing else, you could go into reasons migrate your business cloud. It also could be like cloud migration reasons,
Yeah, I was thinking
or
more of
cloud
that.
migration benefits.
Right.
So
Right. Okay.
something much more succinct like that.
Okay.
But yeah, keep going. Think about as you're going with the materials for this week, for the things that you're going to publish for this week, URLs,
URLs.
and like shorter URLs and descriptive headers with the keyword value.
Descriptive headers. This one here, the top. Or
Header, like
the ones here.
subheaders, like
Yeah, which
your
is
H2s.
has to be more. Yeah,
Yeah.
H2s more searchable or more SEO friendly.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Good.
Nice.
Any other questions before we jump for the week?
I'm good. Maybe Geraldine has some. Or...
Quick question in terms of like the meeting schedule. So we're looking at every Tuesday.
We can do every Tuesday at 9. All right. I will adjust that right now. And otherwise, I would love it, Rye, again, if you could send me something before you publish it.
Oh, did you get the one I
just so-
sent?
I did.
Okay, cool. All right, just making sure. Yeah, I'll do that
Yep.
this week as well.
Yeah, send me another one before you publish it. And then just keep in mind those URLs, and then we'll see what you're going to do with the CTAs too. Just varying up the conclusions and the CTAs. We'll talk at length next time about conversion pathing. So coming up with matching the right CTA to the right articles.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, you guys have a great week.
Love
Thank
your
you.
hair.
Yeah, me too. I love it.
Thank you. Bye-bye.